The developers behind Astrometica have just released a brand new devlog, and as you may have noticed, it is May, and we haven't seen this brand new update, and that is because it has unfortunately been delayed. But the upside to that is tons of new stuff has been added, including what was in the April update as well. They've got almost 3 times as much content than the original early access version. The Theta 9 asteroid belt, which has got double the locations of the original asteroid belt. Theta 12, a brand new asteroid belt which is even bigger than Theta 9, and more than 80 new resources, tool modifications, 25 new soundtracks, and a huge visual overhaul of the lighting systems and game mechanics, as well as tons of new secrets. This is going to be the biggest update that we'll probably ever see for Astrometica. The developer is going to continue work on it. This isn't like a 1.0 update. There's loads and loads of other stuff that they want to do to the game, including bug fixes, various polishing, and quality of life improvements. And this update will add a whole host of those. It's got tons of new stuff in, and if you're a fan of Astrometica, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more. We've got tons of Astrometica content in the works, and I'm very excited for this update. Now, we don't have any news on when it's actually going to drop. The developers have said that the truth is this update is much bigger than we originally planned, and we had major rebalancing changes and introduced new systems which led us to build an entirely new asteroid belt with tons of points of interest and brand new stories. We don't want to release an unpolished experience, and our top priority is delivering a smooth and meaningful update. That's why we've made the decision to delay this just a little longer, but we will do a shadow drop soon once we're confident everything works as it should. So basically, at the moment, we're not going to have a release date. This is just going to randomly drop when things are done. So we could see this anytime this month. We might not see it this month. We could see nothing, because this could be interpreted as their sort of May devlog, but not 100% sure on that. I do think it will release at some point this month, but I understand why they do want to delay it, because as you can see, their Steam reviews are very positive, and for an early access game, the reviews on Steam mean a hell of a lot. If you've got negative reviews, it can give you a hell of a lot of publicity, especially if it's really bad. But obviously that includes a lot of people not purchasing or even paying much interest past that first thing that they've read. Whereas very positive, you can be picked up by a lot of outlets and have a lot more eyeballs on your game, as well as obviously keeping that core community in there, enjoying it and waiting for the next update, which keeps that player count nice and high. But the reviews are currently sitting at very positive, with 87% of the 1,743 being positive, and most recent over 115 players, and 85% of those have viewed the game as very positive as well. So you want to keep that as high as possible, so I get why they're delaying it. I don't mind waiting. Early access, you expect a little bit of bugginess, but I think Astrometica is one of the very few that I've started playing and I haven't really encountered any bugs at all. So the optimization is really, really good as well. Performance is brilliant. Overall, it's an all-round great game. If you enjoyed Subnautica, you will enjoy this. Now, this update is insane. Now, what's holding it back, though, is a lot of the new stuff that they've put in. Things like replacing large parts of the game from scratch, which is going to take them time. And their 3D artists has faced health issues over the past few weeks, which has impacted the creation of some essential assets and props. But a few things that they've got are a work in progress, as you can see here. What looks to be some form of new scanner tool, then a building system, I believe, or just an oxygenated area, which looks like some form of base that we'll be able to come across. They have said we're going to have sort of traders and NPCs. Well, not so much NPCs yet, but we will have trading stations, and this could potentially be one of those. It does look like some sort of belt between 2 asteroids, but we'll have to wait and see. As well as that, we've got new storage systems that are going to include lock storage and password protected storage, which is quite cool. I mean, that's not really something I bother with a lot of survival games, because I play mainly solo. But if you are playing in public or with other friends, and you don't want people pinching little bits out of your boxes, I can understand why this would be useful for you. Then another brand new feature are creatures in space, such as space whales, which is insane. The space whales look absolutely massive. They look like a weird sort of ship. Very alien, but they are huge. So don't get too close to these things. I don't know if you are going to get attacked or whether they will do anything to you. They haven't said whether they're friendly or not, but I'd assume so. Now, they look pretty cool. The back looks like you could build some form of base on there, but they're not the only new creatures coming to Astrometica. There's also these things here, which look like some form of electric eel, but you can't really see. I don't know if that's 2 of them and they're the eyes there, We'll have to wait and see. But we did see in the April dev letter that we're being able to attach weapons to our vehicles now. So I'm assuming we're going to be counting... So I'd assume we're going to be encountering a lot more enemies floating around. In the base sort of first phase of early access, there wasn't really too many threats out there, other than the little drones. But these things that look like they could come after you and attack your vehicles are going to be quite beastie. Then there's also things like global storage. Now the global storage is something that it's vastly important, but when it comes to materials in game, it will take you a long time to build things like this. Now I did have a farm ready with various buildings and teleports, which I would go to gather resources, but the team have said that you'll need to start a new game from this. So unfortunately, a lot of that could change, and those sort of farming areas may not work. And going backwards and forwards through portals was a little bit annoying. With this, a global storage system though, you'll be able to craft and do what you want as and where things are, which I do love that idea. There's global, and then there's also the remote storage systems as well, which I'm assuming you're going to be able to place anywhere and not in a base, and then you'll be able to deposit things to these, because the normal storage will only be able to be built in things like bases. And there's also the new lighting modules as well, which do look really cool. I do like the new lighting aspects. It's very open and white and surgical in a lot of the bases, so having some sort of slider and change to that I think is a really smart move. Now I do love that, that's really cool, but it looks like that could be quite performance intensive. Lighting in a lot of games really is, especially for me anyway. I don't know if this is a common thing or not, but whenever I use things like torches and get lights out in certain games, it does kick up the performance of the PC quite a bit. Fans will kick in and things will get a little bit dicey. But as well as that, there's tons of new locations, which we've seen a lot of already. But here's some teasers of to what the next ones could be. And I do love the look of these. And then it looks like there's some aliens and stuff under some of them as well. But I like it with that new lighting. The new lighting makes it look really, really smart. And then as mentioned earlier, we've got things like weapons that are coming into play here. Now, if you look at the bottom left, you can see your size compared to the size of the weapon. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these whales could be something that can become combative later down the line or in certain areas, because these guns are absolutely huge and are definitely way overkill for any enemies that we've encountered so far in Astrometica. So these could be either the new sort of blue enemy that we saw, or potentially something to take down the whale and then get materials and items from them. But although it is a bit of sad news for the delay, I'm glad there's tons more stuff coming. This update is going to be insane. We've seen 3 months now of massive dev letters with tons and tons of new stuff coming in them, and the update has just been pushed back for more stuff being added and more quality of life and improvements to overall gameplay and performance, which is great. And I'm all for waiting, especially during an early access game. If they're constantly in touch with the community, putting out feedback on what they're actually doing, then I think that's great. And people don't mind waiting there, especially if they're fans of the game. Hopefully though, this update does come at some point this month, or if not, maybe next. We'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. For now, that is it from me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.